manipulating the data frame. Okay, let us make a habit to say data frame, not only data, it is called the data frame. And yesterday I showed you a tragic example of Titanic, and in this particular and mind session, I am taking the same example of Titanic data frame. First, you have to install Pandas. Okay, how to install Pandas? Basically, you will let me do that in the terminal. If install on board, first you have to make sure you are activated with the deep environment. Okay, because all the packages should have installed inside the deep environment. So inside the deep environment, please install Pandas. It will, and if there is some prompt, you have to say why yes or why. If not, then let it run. And now I am installing Pandas because I am also planning for IPO. I started from the very step this work. Yes. Now my Panda installation has been finished, and make sure you have also finished, okay, properly. So this is how I install Panda. And now I will go back to the Jupyter Lab notebook, Jupyter Lab browser, and here I will do the same thing. Let me now on the scale 1 you have to put your mouse cursor and then hit the control hold and click with the yeah. Now I did not get error this time. I am running successfully. That means why I did this, because I learned now the lesson. If you don't have your package, go first install that and come back to the browser. Initially I was not aware of that, and what I did, although I was, but I pretend not to. I don't know anything like that. What I did, I run the program. I got error, and I studied the error message carefully, and I went back to terminal and did recording the suggestion. Now I am more smart because I have learned from my error. And what I will do is I will not run that code until I have that library. Okay, so in this case, I install Pandas and I call it now. So this is what I am getting more smarter now. So I did not get in fact any error. And the next step is reading your data. I will tell line by line. Okay, these 3 lines are very important. What I was saying. First line is obviously comment. Read the data. That is just a comment. Titanic is a data frame now. It is not a variable. It is a data frame. The name of data frame is Titanic now. And how we construct the data frame is using Pandas command. PD dot. I am calling Pandas as PD, and I am trying to read the Titanic file. Titanic.csv file, comma separated file. PD dot read csv, read underscore csv. Okay, there is underscore. If it is not visibly clear, that I am saying also, so that all will be aware of underscore there. Read underscore csv, and there is a path. Path is relative here. Okay, path is relative because I am starting from data but without slash sign in the front. That means I am giving a relative path and the file name, actual file name, what I want to read using Pandas library. And it will construct me a data frame called Pandas. Okay. And on the second line, I am constructing a data frame. And on the third line of the first cell, I am displaying the data frame, first pipeline and last pipeline. And let me run this also, although answer is there. already. So basically our important part is the header of the data frame. Passenger ID survived or not. If zero, it is not survived. If one, survived. And P class means passenger class, third class, first class, third class. There may be second also. If there is a, here it is second. Okay. So altogether we have 891 entries in this database or data frame. Okay. Please note that Python text index starting from 0, and whenever you see last number 890, such as here, then that means the data entries are 891. Okay, because we are starting from 0. That's why we have to be very careful. In Fortran, index starts by 1. In MATLAB also, index starts with 1. And in C and Python particularly, index starts with 0, not 1 by default. However, we can enforce it later on, but that needs some effort. And what is the next column? Name of the passenger, and it says of the passenger, age, sibling, or ticket ID, fare, okay, and other things are there which are little on that side, okay. And what I did is, I call the Pandas library, I read the Pandas, that data and converted into a data frame called Titanic, and I saw what is inside that, the top pipeline and bottom pipeline. Okay. Now we need little bit more information. If you want to read top 8 lines, you still have control on that. Titanic.head and 8. When you put 8 here, it will show you top 8 lines of that data frame. If you see here, after 7 it is stopped, right? That means I am reading top 8 lines. So this is generally, we do this just to get a quick picture or cursory look of our data frame. Okay, it is very important to see the data frame, whether I am reading correctly or not, or what are the headers on that data frame. So it is very customary tool to look to the data frame as a top pipeline, bottom pipeline, or any lines or top and bottom that way. And next part, and this is also I discussed, and bottom line also. Okay, tail give you bottom 8 lines, by the way. I'm just putting you as a font. Although it is not matter to font here, the designer is took lives of many passengers, but he has a Python code. I'm just taking what happened. Okay, it is not a matter to font, not at all. And now next part is, we should know the data types of each column. Next part is the identification of the data column, and then I have slightly shown earlier in the morning session also. Okay, in the perovskite example. And what are our data frames? Is passenger ID is integer 64 type. Survived or not survived is also, because the numbers are 0 and 1, that means it is integer 64. And name is not an integer, it is the object type. Here it is the object. And most of my data is either integer 64 or object. There is no other thing here. And possibly the price of the ticket is double precision because it is in the decimal. So therefore, float 64 is here, or the fare. All others are and either int 64 or sorry, 8 is also float. Sometimes 8 comes in decimal. Like if I say like 50.5, that means I am 50 years 6 months. That is my real age also, by the way. So I will know the data types of my data frame. Okay, in this line, what we are doing is data types of the data frame. Data types are, we already know if we have some computing background, integer, float, and bool, and characters or strings. There are so complex. Many there are some are even long int, long double. There are many data types embedded into the program. and that only names might be different, but data types are always data types, whatever be the programming language. Now I want to need more information about my data, and I will do info command, info method. It is a method basically. Titanic.info means it will give you more information about my data frame. What you will do is there are 12 columns on my data frame, and all are not bad, all are good data. Not null means they are all good. All the data are not missing or all good. Suppose if a header has some value integer and some value decimal and some value character object, then data frame is not good. Okay. All the values must be of same type on that particular column. So here, therefore, no error message is shown here. All are not null means we are good. And at the last column there is data type obviously, which we have already seen about. And it is taking around 84 kilobyte of memory or storage. When I load, now it is taking the memory. When it was on the hard disk, it is taking that one hard disk. Okay. So I know more information about my data frame. That's why I told you know your data frame. This is a part of know your data frame. Conversion to Excel sheet, Excel format. This is I am doing only to check. It is not necessary. Okay, here, and it requires additional library also. Therefore, I will not perform this task at least for now. Or if I do, it will give you some missing library message. Definitely, it will give you if I run. Then we can keep insert in that library name, and it will convert CSV file into Excel file as well. Okay, so this is not part of deep learning right away, but generally when we finish working with this database, then we can convert back into Excel file. At least I am showing that there is a possibility. Now, most important part is this one. From here, we are actually doing Pandas work. What I am doing is out of so many 12 data columns, I want only age. So how do you call that? How do you filter your data just to get the age? Is here like this. Age is now new data frame. This is a subset of Titanic data frame. Let us say like that way. Okay. Our main data frame is Titanic. Out of that data frame, I am constructing a new data frame called age by filtering only the age from the Titanic data frame. Okay. And I am also just taking the top 5 lines of that age. Let me run this. Yeah, already figured it is the same one. First value of the age is 22 years, and second is 38, 26, 35, 45. So, and this is how I am assured that I indeed created a new data frame called age from the Titanic data frame. Okay. So I am manipulating the data frame. I am taking one branch of the big tree. And next, again, our part is manipulation of the data frame. Selecting specific columns. Before I was selecting only one column, that is the age. Now, if I want to collect the age and set of that data frame, then this is the method. Now I am creating second data frame called age underscore set, and by this method, Titanic and age and set inside the 2 square brackets and outside yes, 2 square brackets. So this will create me a second data frame called age underscore set. And in the last line, I am checking whether I am reading correctly or not. Then indeed, I am reading correctly because first age I have seen that was 22, and the set which was missing in the first data set, in second data frame I am catching that value also, which is male. Okay. So this is how we can choose any specific column from the main data frame and create a new data frame. This is what, and this kind of task is frequently done in deep learning, because all we have to do is play with the data there or play with the data frame there. Now let's see the another kind of data frame manipulation. Filtering specific rows. Now before we were playing with columns, now I want to play with the rows. Okay, how I play is, again I will create a new data frame. My new data frame name is age underscore above 22. Means I want to pick only those rows in which the age of the passenger is above 22. Okay, and create a new data frame out of the big tree again. So that can be done like this. Titanic is greater than 22. So this will, or you can manipulate this line and make it smaller than 22 as well. Okay, you can play while playing party. You can do that. And I am taking my data frame by the head method, and I might have get rows, all the rows in which the age of passenger is above 22. And you see, let us focus on the age column right here. This is 38, 26. Okay. And let's do for smaller also. Last 8 lines or 5 lines also by the tail command. When you do this, I got either I did this here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I forgot. Here in this data frame, all, even for the last data, all are above. Now I want to do the same thing for less than 20. Less than 22. This can be done. Also, I have to change your data frame name. So this is the idea of the Pandas. Now you see, when I say this thing, I am picking all the rows in which the age of the passenger is below 22. Or you can pick any other number as well as you wish. And not only this, you can filter your data frame in a specific age group also. Like greater than 22 and less than 50 also can be done. Okay, and the same syntax. So that might have style is below. Let's see. Yeah. And this can, in the line number 12, which is as in here, how many persons from class 2, okay, class 2 is a error, column, okay, class 3 class is a column, and 3 means second class and third class here are there in the data frame. You can easily call this data frame. Class 2, 3 means Titanic plus is equal to 2, Titanic plus is equal to 3. If you do that, you are picking only second and third column. Okay? And that is P class size. Let me see the answer. Okay, there are 675 values. Okay, 675 with this kind of filter. And possibly this is the last filter I am using. Specific rows and columns. That is the most complex one. Specific rows and columns. When we have to apply this kind of filter is like team names. Let's say I want to construct a new data frame called team names. Means for that what I will do is I will pick the name column, but less than the end age is less than 10 years. Okay, or at least we can go up to 13 years if I have less time, or the teenage. But anyway, 10 is also fine for the learning purpose. Okay, so if you, this is not limited. The end is the method is not limited here. So if you want to know, at least I have shown some basic operations in Pandas, But if you want to really dig further down, then you have to go Pandas website and read the documentation. Okay. But at this example is good enough to practice and make familiarize yourself with the working flow of Pandas. Did I miss something here? Or let me go to the last one. Yes, I have. Yes. I think that was the last. Okay. There is one more example of double filter. Contents of row 4 till 9 and contents of 3 to 7. This is double of double filter. Okay, this is double of double filter. This one will be a new data frame from row 4 to 9 and column 3 to 7. Okay. So we have applied 4 filters here. This is more specific gameplay here. I am choosing the data frame in such a way that I want to pick values from row 4 to row 9, but not all. And I will cut from the below 3 and above 7 of the columns as well. So it is even more specific type of data frame manipulation. Okay. And there you are using a new method called ILOC. ILOC is a method under the Pandas, available under Pandas. This will, and the column is a range 4 to 9, 3 to 7. Okay, that is the meaning here. So this is very handy. If you have to do this by hand in your Excel sheet, you can do it. If your data column rows are like 50,000 or 10,000 rows and columns. So it is very helpful even for sensors. You see, now we can suppose instead of it is not a Titanic data frame, but it is a sensor data frame. Imagine how easy it is now. You can do in a snap this kind of sensor, and you can do a lot of machine learning later, deep learning later on. With the power of deep learning, it at least hints you. So this is how we are doing. Okay. Now, any questions or do you have any problems on this? By the way, these three methods, NumPy, plot, and Pandas. We will just float around you and help you. And the files are we do now. You can play in the evening time or after food also, so that you will be more accustomed. And what I recommend you to yourself make some CSV files, because CSV files are inside the data folder. That is what you can also go and look there. Let me show you. Suppose you are on the downloaded folder and go to data. It is already there. If you do ls, you will see that folder, which is right here. Okay. That is the folder. And once you insert inside the folder, do ls, and you will see few of the CSV files here. CSV is our raw data frame files suitable to make the data frame. They are not quite data frame right now, but suitable way to make a data frame. This is the emission of carbon dioxide, mostly useful for environmental scientists and engineers. And yesterday I checked about concrete. So there is a file of our concrete. And if you are not familiar, you can go and read this TX file about concrete database. And ionized sphere, this is the one of the data in ionized sphere. And Pero is one I showed you in the morning time. It is a perovskite data set. And data, I don't know right now. I have to check. And Titanic is, we are just playing on the Titanic data set. Okay. So you have this data set, and let's say now Pero, which we are mostly familiar as a physicist. What is there is, the first column is serial number, second column is the compound, okay. Third column is radius, ionic radius of atom type A, ionic radius of atom type B, Vanderbilt, FA of type A, F of B, JA is the valence set of that crystal and ABC. This is A, B, C of each crystal, which is defined in the second column right here. And these are possibly 100. Okay. And in the morning we played on this one. So what I strongly recommend you to, now you know the calcium chromate, for example, here in the fourth row, calcium chromate is here, and you can add another column of band gap of that material. If it is metallic, that will be zero, obviously. Okay. So try to train band gap. Although I will help you tomorrow, definitely, but you directly do not change this file zero.csv, but you can make a copy of this file and give another name, and then play on that and add one last column there of the band gap. Look those some this is whatever sources you will get, add one column. Also, I will also do myself this thing, but I think I have given you enough hints how to and do the same thing and put the band gap as a target and all other remaining values as a figure, like in the morning. At least remove the serial number and name of the compound or simplicity. Okay, then all others are figure except the band gap. This is how you can go around yourself also. So I think I have given you enough hints on this. Now let me go back to the slide here. And obviously in NumPy and Matplotlib also you can work further, okay? Beyond this, beyond what I have taught you. Okay, now let us back to the perovskite example. In the morning time there was question. Okay, I have to do install so many things now. What I have to do install here? Because I am totally starting from the scratch now, okay? I have to install TensorFlow and I have to do this scikit-learn, okay? This is sklearn. Let me tell you how to install sklearn. Others are but sklearn is a little different. So let us do some installation. Now you can follow me and overcome with me. Pip install. This is how to install sklearn. Sklearn means shortcut, but actually this is the scikit-learn. SCIKIT is just learn. Pip install scikit-learn. Let's try. If this is correct, if yeah, it is correct. And after that, I have to install TensorFlow. That is the main library we are using on this perovskite material and most of the recording. So I install scikit-learn, and next is TensorFlow. Okay, you can also follow with me. Next is the TensorFlow. Okay, and if you are confused, just copy that from the Python file. Okay, here from the browser. You can just, if you feel that you might do spelling mistake while typing, you just copy this and then paste here. Okay, so that there is no chance of error. TensorFlow is a bigger library. You see, it is already 586 megabyte package. Okay, so might take a little while to download and install. Not very easy.